Psalm 42. And in the Bible that I read from, the Holy Bible, the King James Study Bible. The title of this section is An Intense Longing for God. I'm going to start off just by reading all 11 verses aloud from the King James. And it starts, as the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, where is thy God? When I remember these things, I pour out my soul in me. For I am gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God with the voice of joy and praise, with a multitude that kept holy day. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? Why art thou disquieted in me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. O my God, my soul is cast down within me. Therefore will I remember thee from the land of Jordan, and of the Hermonites, and of the hill Mizar. Deep calleth unto deep at the noise of thy waterspouts. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. Yet the Lord will command his loving kindness in the daytime, and in the night his song shall be with me, and my prayer unto the God of my life. I will say unto God, my rock, why hast thou forgotten me? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? As with a sword in my bones, mine enemies reproach me, while they say daily unto me, where is thy God? Why art thou cast down, O my soul? Why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance and my God. An intense longing for God. Even as I read this, and every time I read this, whenever I read this, ever since about 2005, 2006 time frame, I hear the well-watered song, as the deer panteth. It just, it's obviously this verse, this passage, but that's how I hear it every time I read this. And so that's constantly going through my head as I read through this passage. But as the deer, as the hart, that's what a deer, another word for a deer. As the hart panted after the water brooks, so my soul after thee, O God. You see, a deer, a hart in the woods, it's all just about surviving. They don't have a job to go to. They're just out there in the woods trying to get along, trying to survive. Deer are prey. They're not predators, they're prey. They're herbivores. Leaves, berries, the fruit of the land. They're not laying in wait for muskrat or something to come by so they can jack it, and eat it later. So when it comes time for them to go to the water hole, That's where the predators hang out. Because they know that eventually the deer, every animal, every living being has to come to the water hole. So as that deer doesn't hang out by the water hole because the predators are there. Well, predators, number one, they gotta drink too. But they know that eventually something is coming down there that they can eat. So they're gonna eat and drink at the same time. But the predator knows that as the deer, so the deer is not going to hang out by the water hole. So the deer is going to hang out in the woods under the safety and protection where it has maneuverability, where it's not vulnerable until it needs water. We as human beings, when I need water, I go to the kitchen, fill up my cup, bang, look. No threat. No, I just did all of that. I didn't have to worry about nobody jumping out, trying to eat me. Nothing. So I don't have that worry that the deer has, that the hart has out in the forest. That he's got to go to the water hole. Now the thirst is growing. The thirst is growing. And so now he's got to make his way to the water hole. Because he needs water to survive. So he's got to make his way. And even as he gets to the water hole, he's checking around. Seeing, ears, the senses, the smell. Deer have an acute sense of smell. That's why when you're deer hunters, they have to make sure they're upwind so that their scent won't give them away. They have to cover themselves in all these different aromas so that the deer won't pick up that humans are in the area. Got to camouflage themselves so that they can't be seen. But the deer going down to the water hole, the deer knows that it has to be cautious. He can't just run down there, start gulping, and be so about just, filling himself up that he loses sight of his surroundings. They gotta go down in there. Their eyes are darkened. Because even in the water, something can come up. So you gotta get what they need to fill up, and then they out. No hanging out around the water hole. Wow. So that's where it gets to the point where the deer in the forest, doing everything that it needs to do, pants for the water. And the psalmist is saying, "So my soul panteth after thee, O God. So my soul panteth after thee, O God." My soul. This is in the soulish realm, the spirit realm, where we can't see what's going on, but we feel in our spirit what's going on. See? And our enemy within the soulish realm, when our soul is panting after God, the enemy is not one that we can see, but we know he's out there. The enemy is one who is as cunning as the deer hunter, who has to cover himself, who has to camouflage himself, who has to cover himself with different scents so that he won't be readily picked up by the deer and tipped off that he's out there. Even the ones that hang out under the water, that the deer can't see right away. But the deer has to be ready so that if they come up, so he can avoid. See? So our soul pants after God. But when we make the effort to go to the water hole, to where the living water is, the enemy's going to be active. The enemy's going to be camouflaged. The enemy's going to be covered in aromas that hide his stench. So while we're looking for, see, that's the danger of the deer hunter to the deer, because he's camouflaged. though deer are colorblind, I think. But it hides them. So the enemy is hidden. Even the natural predators, they're hidden. They hide themselves. That deer walks down to the hole, that water hole. There's not a crocodile sitting there talking about, come on, deer. Try to get some water. Come on. Come on. Try to get some. You know, he's defending you from getting to the water. Come on, try to get some water. No, because his goal is to try to stop me from getting water. His goal is to consume him. All right. His goal is to consume him. To take advantage of his desire, of his need for the water. That's how our enemy is.
Yes.
That's a roaring lion. See, and we learned that lions, a roaring lion is, his goal is to drive the prey back to the huntresses. Because the lionesses are laying in wait back here. So the roaring lion goes and roars out there, and they see and hear, like, oh, the lion's out there, so they turn tail and run this way, right into the trap, right into the predators. See, but see these particular predators, they have to take advantage of what is inside, and that's that thirst, that need for water, that need for living water. So even as our soul pants after God, my soul thirsted for God, for the living God. The enemy has to do what he's going to do whatever he can to make it dangerous for us, to make us have to use caution to go seek the living water. But unlike the deer, whose defense is caution, whose defense is quickness, whose defense is the agility that God gave him, whose defense is the sense of smell, the sense of hearing, the sense of sight. Our defense against the enemy turns out to be our desire for God. Because when that desire is so strong, there's nothing that will stop us from getting to that water. When our desire for God is so strong, when our longing is so intense for God. See, the enemy, the deer, the heart has to fear the predators, has to respect the fact that the predator is going to be lying in wait. Because the predator has that ability, that if he lets his guard down, we're the same way. If we let our guard down, the enemy will consume us. If we let our guard down, the enemy will consume us. If we go in without caution, if we go in without remembering that we need the Lord on a daily basis, that we need the water. Just like that hart in the forest. If he's so fearful of his enemy, of the predators, that he's just going to deny himself the water, then guess what? Certain death. Certain death. Same thing with us. If we so fear our enemy, if we so fear the possibility of being consumed by the enemy that we deny ourselves the living water, certain death, certain spiritual death. So whatever the enemy can do to keep us from fulfilling that desire. But just like God in his ultimate plan used the enemy to bring about his plan as well as the enemy's demise, our desire for that water in our trek to that living water, if we keep our eyes on the living water, whereas the deer can't afford to do that because the prey will consume him. If we do that, the prey is unable to consume us.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus.
If our goal and our desire is so strong to get to the Lord, the enemy is unable to consume us. It's the exact opposite now.
Amen.
It's the exact opposite. Where he has to, where that heart, that deer, has to pay attention to his surroundings. It has to drink cautiously. Even while he's drinking, has to be cautious. Because the enemy is hiding anywhere and everywhere. If we have that strong thirst, my soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. If our soul so thirsts for him in that manner, then the enemy has no means. He can't stop us from getting to where we want to be. An intense longing for God, an intense longing for, if we truly desire God, if we truly want to be in his presence, and the song says, just to be in your presence, I give my everything. If we truly, truly want to be in his presence like that, just like if we go down to the homeless corridor and somebody who is truly down to their last, and you see them going through dumpsters trying to find what people have thrown out, food that we wouldn't touch or think of touching on a regular basis. I was coming home from work the other day, and I had an apple. I was eating an apple, and I was grubbing on an apple, actually. And got while I was driving and everything, and I had to, as traffic was getting ready to, start going, and I didn't want to be eating while I was driving, I kind of put it off to the side, and I dropped it on the floor. Oh, man, I can't finish that one. Good thing I had two. Actually, I had three. Well, I had two left at that point, because good thing I had two more. I dropped it on the floor. I was like, I can't eat that, because that's, down there, it's dirty, and, I've been walking everywhere, and this, that, so it's dirty, so I can't eat that one. But put me in a different situation, where I haven't eaten in 3, 4, 5 days, and I come across a partially consumed apple, guess what? Germs are going down that day. Germs are being consumed on that day because I have a longing, because my hunger is so great that there's no concern for the germs. You know what? And that's taken care of. You say, like you say when you was a kid, you drop something on the ground. God, I kissed the devil, missed it. That's kind of stuff we say. We have all that. But my desire to consume that would be so great. If I truly call myself hungering for, and I see something that is edible, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna find food. The hungry man's gonna find food. The thirsty animal's gonna find water, even at the risk of their own safety. But they're gonna use all their senses and everything that they have within them to make sure they make the greatest effort at preserving their life. But we, as human beings, get picky. We say we want God. We say we desire God. But we throw things out there. We throw our own obstacles out there. We throw our own conditions out there. Well, I love the Lord. Well, what do you do on church? I was like, well, it's not about going to church every day, every Sunday. It's about your desire to be in his presence. It's about that. Well, but I can I don't need God. I don't need the and I don't. Then you're not thirsty. soul is not longing for. Because that heart, that deer, that gets thirsty out in the woods, and knows he has to get to the water hole, is going to the water hole. In spite of what he knows is out there. What he knows is out there. See, and over the years, you see the deer get bigger. He's got a big old antler rack on him, the males, you know that deer's been to the water hole a few times and survived. And that deer might have a scar where a predator tried to take him out, but he got away. See? And he might have an antler busted off where he had to jack somebody up for trying to take him out at the water hole. See? But his years and his rack and his size and the years that he's been around says, guess what? This guy's been to the water hole a few times. And he knows. And unlike the young deer who goes with great amount of caution and fear, trepidation, he has less fear, trepidation. But he's got that same level of caution. Because he's been to the water hole a few times. And he's tasted it. And he knows that the water will sustain him and keep him. And he knows exactly, see, now he knows a good time to go. A better time to go. His skills over the years, again, with the antlers, jacking folks up and stuff like that, all of that contributes to now his confidence. We are the same way. We know from our years of experience of walking with God, of seeking God, of drinking and consuming the living water, the living God, of being in his presence and worshiping with him, that the enemy is still cunning. He is persistent. But we know that as long as we keep our eyes on God, as long as we stay focused on the Lord, as long as our desire to be with God is driving us, like I said, unlike that deer who can't let that desire cause him to let his guard down, we can't let our guard down. But in fact, our desire to get to God, our desire keeps our guard up. That is our guard. It is our guard. Where it is like, for the deer, detriment to be singularly focused on the water. For us, advantage to be singularly focused on the Lord. To be singularly focused on the Lord. As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longeth for thee, O God. So my soul longeth for thee, O God. Does your soul long for God today? Does your soul long to be in his presence? Does your soul have that desire that if I don't get to God, I will perish? Does your soul have that desire that says to be in his presence, to experience him on a daily basis? Without that, I will not survive. Does our soul say that? Does our soul say that? And do you know that the water, even that there's a heart in the forest that he needs to survive? The water is not filtered. Animals in the forest don't know anything about filtered water. Water softener. Chlorine for your teeth. You know, they don't know anything about that. The very water that they go to consume can conceal the predator. The very water that they need to survive, the predator, the prey, the one who can take them out is hidden inside there. They can't hang out by the water hole. They can't hang out by the water hole because they know the predators are there. But we can hang out in God's presence. We can hang out in God's presence. He desires that we hang out in his presence. We don't have to be concerned that because we are close to God, it makes us more vulnerable to the enemy, because it makes us less vulnerable. It makes us less vulnerable to the enemy. We have to get into his presence. We have to press to get to where God is. We have to make the effort to be in his presence. The song is just resonating in my head. Just to be in his presence, I give my everything. Just to be in his presence. Like I said, just for us to be in his presence, he gave his best. He gave his everything. He gave the thing of greatest value. The thing of greatest value. That would be like me seeing a car online. I want to go buy this car. It's a year and a body style that I just, I really like that car. It's got high miles on it, and it's got but it's the color I want and everything. And the dealer's offering this, okay, for a car. And he's offering this price, and I come in and I offer him 10 times that. He's going to be surprised, for one. He's not going to argue. He might. Say, well, that might be too much. I don't want to, get over on you. He might say that. He might not. But that's basically what God did for us. Think about it. We were of no use to God. Our value had gone down. What was inside us now, because of Eve's deception and Adam's sin, Eve being deceived and Adam sinning, what's now inside of us is what keeps us from God's presence. But rather than what I would do, click on the next card to see if I can find something of greater value for my buck, God pulled down his most valuable, the greatest value, even out of his very bosom, took the Christ and said, here, I'll take that. I'll take it. I'll take it. Come on. And he cleaned us up on the inside first. Changed us on the inside. It'd be like me taking that car, 100,000 miles. I paid, the dealer only wanted 3,000 for it, but I came and I gave him 30,000 for that car, and I drive it off the lot, and I get it back to here, and I take it to my guy, and I had to put a brand new engine in it, and I haven't, and so the engine guy is done, the transmission is good, it's like it's brand new. Then I take it to the dealership, and I tell the dealership, give me new interior, fix everything. Take that old system out, put in something that's with Bluetooth capability so I can talk on my phone. And I do all of that. Then I go to my tire guy. I want brand new tires on it. But the frame and everything, I go to my paint guy. Strip it. I want brand new paint on this. Brand new paint on this. He doesn't. Go get the windows tinted. I want the best tint. It's never gonna fade. It's never gonna bubble. I want that. Give me that. Then I go buy me a nice, awesome air freshener. Hang up in there. So the new car smell. So on this 10-year-old car that was only worth $3,000, and I paid $30,000 to get it off the lot. And then I went and paid another $20,000 for a new engine. Then I paid another $17,000 to get the interior done. Then I paid another $13,000 to get it painted. Then I paid another easily $9,000 for brand new tires. Then I paid $14 for an expensive air freshener on this car that was worth $3,000. And I've spent now close to, I lost track of my numbers. But that's what God did for us. That's what God did for us. He took us off that used car lot. Took out all the old stuff and put all brand new stuff in. See? If we think about it that way, we should start developing a thirst in our soul. Kind of like a dry mouth in our soul. It says that's how much God valued us. That's how much God valued us. You see, because instead of going on and for everything that I did to that car, I could have gotten a newer car with all that stuff already done.
Sweet Jesus.
But my love for that car, my love for that body style, I had to have that car. And there are folks that would say, you know what, that was dumb because you could have got a newer car with fewer miles and da-da-da-da, and it already had good paint and all that, and you could have spent less money, and you could have got more value for your buck. Well, guess what? My desire outweighed. See, but they would say common sense will tell you. Sense of value will tell you. I'm not questioning God's sense of value. I'm not questioning his sense of value. You know what? His sense of value makes my soul thirst for him. Makes my soul thirst for him. And I'm telling you this because God did what he did for me the way he did it. And there's no man on earth who could ever do what God did for me like that. I don't care what they say. I don't care what their opinion is. I don't care what they vocalize towards me. I don't care. I know that my God did this for me. And here's the kicker to it all. I know he wants to do it for them too. So even though they're there slandering me, even though they're there telling me how invaluable I am, God, everything God did for me, God did for me, everything God did for me is already upped my value. It's already upped my value. So when I take my restored car, I want to go down to the auto show and everything, and everybody's like, wow. See, now all the car aficionados, not the regular car drivers, okay? Not the regular people who are looking for the bargain, who are looking for the deal, who are looking for the best that their money can get. When I go to the car show in the presence of all the aficionados, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I see what you did. And I start showing them pictures of what it used to look like. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I see what you did there. I see what you did. Look at, yeah. You took that thing that had no value and you put all that money into it. Now it's got all of this value. And I see what you did. Okay. You really love and appreciate cars. Okay. You a car guy. Right. Okay. God's a car guy. He's a soul guy. He's into that. See, he's the God of restoration. He's a God of reconciliation. Because if it was all about value to God like that, he would have wiped the slate clean in the garden. Let me start. Let me get a newer model with less miles on it. It doesn't require as much work. See, but God already had his sleeves rolled up. He already knew what his plan was. Just like when I go to that car dealership, I already know what my plan is to restore that. Not to try to make it work as is, but to take it from where it is, to make it new again. Because I have the resources to do that. God is the one. God's got those resources. He's the one. He's already done it. He's already done it for us. See, and now I'm trying to help him find the next rundown car, so he can add that value to it, so he can rebuild it, so he can restore it. Like the old $6 Million Man show. We have the technology. We can rebuild it. We have the resources. We have the technology. God has the technology.
Amen.
He has the technology. It's called Jesus. You see, when he takes all that old stuff out, the new engine he puts in is the Holy Spirit. See, there's a new driver. There's a new drivetrain with a lifetime warranty. Yeah. But it's not going to glitch. It's not going to mess up. See, the warranty is on cars, on man-made stuff is in case it breaks when it goes bad. God's lifetime guarantee is, guess what? It's not going to go bad. It's not going to break. That's God's lifetime guarantee. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And when I think about all of that, guess what? My soul starts to get thirsty for God. My soul starts to get thirsty for God. To where sometimes, even as I kind of, I was on and off meditating, thinking about this verse all week long. And it's like I almost couldn't wait for Sunday now, because my soul was thirsting for God in such a way. So I had to read, I would pray, meditate, just start singing songs of praise. I delivered mail on yesterday and just had songs of praise going through my head all day. And I found myself on occasion when I got out of the truck and was opening up the box, I was singing out loud. Just praising God. Thank you, Lord. Sing that song the whole quite a bit. Thank you. I was making up stuff. You've been so good. So I was like, you changed my eternity. There was this stuff, I don't say crazy stuff, but whatever I could think of, I was fitting it into that song. My soul was thirsting after God. My soul was thirsting after God. So that no matter what situation, no matter what circumstance comes up, you know what? Situations and circumstances are simply predators trying to keep you from getting to the water.
That's so true. Amen.
Trying to keep me from getting to the water hole. Trying to keep me out here out of fear so that I can't get to the water hole, so that I will eventually die of thirst. Thirst wasn't ever intended to kill us. Thirst was never intended to kill us. Thirst was to let us know, guess what? It's time to take a drink. Thirst was never intended to kill us, yet it can be a cause of death. It is a preventable cause of death. It is a preventable cause of death. As the heart panteth after the water brooks, so my soul after thee,